we're moving to the final panel. The final panel is brought to us, I would say, by PwC, a long-standing partner. And they help us every year to put something together, which is also shaping the key trends into more digestible formats. So prepare for the store of the future, that's being called. So, and please give a big hand to the lead partner of this research. Please welcome to the stage Petra Robben, partner of PwC.
Thank you very much. And thank you guys in the audience for participating in this final session today. I realize it's the last session of a two-day event, so I want to say thank you a lot for participating in this event. My name is Petra Robben. I'm a partner at PwC, mainly serving clients in consumer markets. But today I have the privilege, I would say, the privilege of interviewing a panel on the topic, the store of the future. And before I ask the panel on stage and before I introduce the panel, I want to talk a bit about the store of the future. Because as Ernst was saying, and I hope this works intuitive. No, it doesn't. Anyway, so when I was talking, as Ernst was saying, we annually, every year, do the PwC Retail Monitor. Now, 2 minutes about the PwC Retail Monitor. What is that? Every year it's a survey in which we interview 50+ retailers across the globe, plus a whole bunch of customers, and ask them, what do you think about the future of retail? What about the future of retail stores, about consumers, how will they behave? And again, this was done in 2024. And a few noteworthy facts about that retail monitor. So what you see, and this is the view of many of the retailers, is that an experience is becoming more and more important. Customers want to see, want to feel, want to touch the product, they want to have an experience, and that's what brings them into stores. And the fulfillment after they've purchased, after they transacted, the fulfillment of delivery, that's where the omni-channel proposition comes into play. So bringing it at your doorstep. And the interesting thing is that despite having these experiences in stores, and despite all the innovation and technological solutions, retailers do expect that the number of personnel in their store will remain the same, or maybe even increase. And bringing that experience to their customers is the challenge for the store personnel. And where innovation and digitization comes into play, that's about personalizing this experience, personalizing this journey. And that's where that becomes an important aspect of that entire experience in that store. Now, we're going to talk with the panel, 3 panelists, about the store of the future. And can I kindly invite you up to stage before introducing you? Very comfortable seating. Go ahead. So I'm particularly proud and happy that we have this panel, but because what you will see in a minute is a very diverse panel. So the one thing that they have in common, that they're all retailers. The primary purpose is selling product to the end consumer. That's what they're here for. But the way in which they do that and the manner in which they interact with their customers and how they transact, that's completely different, and that's really interesting. So sitting here, I have Carolien Vergouwe. Carolien is director responsible for store formats at HEMA. And I realize it's an international audience, but in the Netherlands, HEMA is, I think, the most well-known household brand. And actually operating more than 700 stores in more than 7 countries. So you can imagine store format and the store of the future is something that is top of mind for Carolien. Sitting next to Carolien is Yolanda Hut. And Yolanda is part of the management team and responsible for strategy development at fonQ. And fonQ is an online platform for home and living products. And a bit of an insight, I'm doing a lot of construction work at my house, so I have a lot of redecoration to be done, so I love fonQ. And Isaac is Director Fulfillment and last mile distribution, so supply chain, for a company named AG1. And AG stands for Athletic Green. It's a company that started originally in the US and is focused on, it's a nutrition company. And the interesting thing is where HEMA has stores, fonQ is a full online platform, AG1 is a full online company, but also subscription only. So you purchase the product and it's subscription only, and that works very good for this formula. So 3 very different ways of interacting with our customer. Now, Carolien, starting with you, 700 stores. Talking about the store of the future, how does that resonate for HEMA? What does the store of the future mean for HEMA?
Well, the store of the future, for me, it starts where the future starts now, really. We are currently rolling out our newest format, starting in the Netherlands and also abroad in Belgium, France. So it feels a little bit awkward to say like the future is very far away because, we want to get the future in now and bring in quite some technology, make the stores more durable, make sure the value of of the people in store. So you were just seeing that the people in store are still really important for customers, but how do you give them the time to be with the customers? So automation of processes is really important for us. So for example, with ESL or with self-scanning is a really important move for us to make now. Yeah, and looking something further ahead in the future, I think, mainly the development of AI and everything on the technical solutions. I'm really excited to see what they can bring also for our stores.
Yeah, interesting. And then maybe moving to Yolanda, because you don't have stores. Well, you have one store, you have one showroom, actually. Showroom.
Yeah.
How does that work for you? Because your store is actually your website, I would say.
Yeah. So we indeed only have a showroom in the middle of the Netherlands, but we are focusing on online. And especially in home and living, that might be challenging. Also reading the retail monitor, I think the most categories where people feel reluctant to buy their product online is in home and living. It is the couch, the bed, or so to say, the larger furniture. However, we believe that we have the tricks in our hands to be able to convince the customers. So we really focus on the online shopping experience and building trust towards the customers. Since we sell mainly high-value items, of course, not the very expensive couches, but a couch for 1,000 to 1,500 euros. We believe it is possible to sell that online if you are able to build trust with your brand. So either convincing them that fonQ is a trustworthy brand, and then secondly, convincing them that the product is trustworthy by really focusing on product reviews, but also AR. And we think that it is not needed to bring customers, especially for furniture, where it's always not as exciting to go shopping. So you can do that from your couch at home to buy your new set of chairs.
And can you tell something maybe about the technology behind the website? And because that's your sort of your business cards or your window.
We are experimenting a lot with that. For instance, we run a pilot on digital mood boards where customers could make their mood boards, bring products together, and match it to their style at their house. But another technology we are working with, which is still a little bit immature, is the AR tool. For certain products, we have the option to visualize the chair or the couch in your house to also test whether it fits from a size perspective, because we see a lot of returns for certain types of products where customers think, I thought the product was bigger or smaller. So with this tool, we then try to help customers to make a better decision. Yeah. But it can also be the chatbots we have. Of course, if you go to a store, there's always an assistant available to help you. But we are now working with different types of tooling on our 2 shops to test what works best on chatbots, virtual agents, to also offer a kind of offline experience in your online store.
Nice, good. And Isaac, maybe looking at AG, the green product that you're selling, because to visualize it, it's a green powder that does a lot of benefits to your health.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell it better than I do, so go ahead.
No, I mean, we focus on foundational nutrition. So we focus on, we really explain that our product is not a silver bullet, it's not a magic pill. It just helps you have a good start to the rest of your day. And it just gives you what you're missing out of the foods that we have around us just because of the change in our environment, like the previous speaker was mentioning. I think for AG1, our approach to market has been mostly around creating community. So mostly around having the social media experiment, the e-commerce, the podcast, and really the philosophy and the reason why I love so much the company I work for is that we don't go out trying to convince people to take our product. We have people that take our product go and be ambassadors for us.
Yeah.
So every single person that goes out and speaks about AG1 is someone that actually takes the product and decided on his own to go out and speak about it. And then, of course, there's a commercial aspect of that. And then, we're constantly evolving as a company, trying to figure out how a go-to-market strategy can improve. And I think that's where sort of the store of the future comes in mind, is thinking of unified commerce. So you see, and we were talking backstage, you see a trend or you see a product, that product becomes a boom. So then you see it at store, you see it online, you want to have an experience, you want to see it in your place, how it would look. And I think all of those channels are part of the kind of store of the future. And figuring, is a fully e-commerce company based on social media the future? Probably not. Is a fully brick and mortar store the store of the future? Probably not. So that's sort of where you start mixing all of those aspects, and I think fonQ is doing an interesting job there.
Yeah. What I also really like about your go-to-market strategy and how you engage with your current and potential customers is how you use, and that's more of the newer way of communicating, influencers and partnerships. Your partnership with Ironman, for example.
Yes.
I saw Lewis Hamilton on the side. So that really builds on your, I would say, your credibility as a brand, as a product.
Yeah, so Hamilton, it's a funny story because he's actually one of our first customers. And he's not a brand ambassador. He doesn't want to be a brand ambassador. He just loves the product. And he uses it, and his team actually has to use it. So funny enough, like once in a while, I have to fulfill a box that we have to ship across the world to a race so he can have his AG1 there. Yeah, but I think approaching the social media aspect of it is interesting because we consume so much of it, right? We live in that environment. We're constantly there. That it has become the new spokesperson. It's become the new way of us understanding what we want to do and what we don't want to do. That's telling us. But that's also very quick, right? Because that changes. You see one influencer today telling you to go buy this, and in 2 days, that influencer is going to be telling you to do something else. So
that's true. That's true. Maybe one thing, Yolanda, you touched upon returns, and I think especially there's a lot of logistics elements here. So that's one of the bigger challenges, right? That last mile delivery, but also the returns. And considering your products are typically a bit larger than average, how do you look at that return policy and the volume of returns, and what does that do for your supply chain?
Yeah, so I think there are different philosophies on returns and how to minimize them. Of course, the first aim is always to not have returns or minimize them as much as possible. But there are always customers which are not happy with the color or not happy with the size or the product is damaged. And actually now with having fonQ and Nadoofi, we are experimenting with 2 types of return policies. So at fonQ, you can return your product for free, but at Nadoofi, you have to pay 49 euros, whether if it's a large product or 8 euros if it's a small product. And what we see now and what we are analyzing going into the details of both companies, that the return rate for Nadoofi is way lower than the return rate for fonQ, especially also in a larger type of product. And yeah, we are now in doubt what to do with it, because asking customers to pay for a return will also hit your revenue. People might decide to not buy it online anymore. But we also feel very strongly that we should educate our customers to more think about their purchase before buying it, and then a return fee might actually help. So that's something we are exploring at the moment. But besides, we try to set up a better feedback loop to really understand why are people returning products and how can we avoid that for the next time.
From an economical, but also from a sustainability angle, right? It's cut both ways.
Yeah.
Looking at that sustainability angle, Carolien, what does that do for the HEMA stores and the concept of store of the future?
Yeah.
What role does sustainability play into that?
Yeah, so I think when you bring in something new, it should last for a long time. So that's also the philosophy of HEMA products. They should last for a long time, and it's good quality. So we do that also in stores. And I think this is a chance now when we are rebuilding our stores to make a big jump in, for example, the CO2 emission of our the fridges and everything, like to really do it good now and make a big jump. Yeah.
Thank you. Realizing also in the interest of time, because there are tons of questions I can ask, and I realize as well that the different audiences that you have in terms of your clients result in different strategies in your go-to-journey or go-to-market strategy, and that's something that really resonated with me. I want to thank you for being so open and kind and sharing the views and the perspectives from your each and every company. And I want to thank the audience for your time and attention. And Ernst, I'm going to give it back to you.
Well, guys, so thanks to the panel, and I don't want to leave you without my favorite question. What are you most proud of the things that you have recently done? And you can start, any one of you, right?
I'm always really proud with the store reopenings, openings, and it's because the people are so happy in the store. So that's what makes me happy.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
We are in the midst of a transition from a stock model towards drop shipment, and we now see the first results, and it really makes me proud that we are able to convince our suppliers to work in a more logistical, efficient way with them.
Isaac.
And we started to actually roll out a new improved formula for design specifically for the European market. So while for AG1 for 14 years have had the one single formula, we actually just launched in Germany a specific formula for the European market, and it's very exciting.
Well, we're all positive 3 notes when Petra.
Yeah, now for me, it's a little bit different, but I'm very happy and very proud of the long-term partnership that we have with Deliver. The fact that we are doing the retail monitor for so many years already, and that all the retailers are willing to participate in that and being kind and open enough to contribute to that. I think that gives very valuable insights.
Cool. It also gives a good example on how strong the community is. And thank you so much for your super insight and sharing your experiences. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.